Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about something really important, and that is being pregnant as a foreigner, especially a student, so a foreign student here in Poland. So once I found out that I was pregnant, I didn't know what to do, where to go, how the system works here. So in this video I'm going to walk you through step by step, so in case you're in the same situation, you don't get lost as how I did. So the first and the foremost important thing is to have a health insurance. Yes, as a student, you're entitled to a voluntary health insurance where you can sign a contract with the National Health Fund, NFZ, here in Poland, whereby as a student you just pay 55.8 Polish zloty. This health insurance will cover all your prenatal visits, your labor, delivery, and even the postpartum care. So with this insurance, you'll not need to rely on a private care, because private care can be pretty expensive, especially during delivery. It can cost up to 20,000 zloty. So once you have this health insurance, like the voluntary, the one for the student, that you pay 55.80 Polish zloty, you are entitled for free services, like for free, everything is covered. So the first thing you need to do once you find out you're pregnant, maybe you did it with the strips, you need to confirm that you're truly pregnant with a doctor, that is via a gynecologist. So to do that, for my experience, I first went to a general practitioner, and that general practitioner gave me a referral, and I used that referral to a gynecological clinic, or maybe it can be a hospital, but for me I went to a clinic. So in case you have a family doctor here in Poland, you can visit your family doctor and they can also give you a referral for that. So because you have a health insurance, everything will be covered in that health insurance. They're going to perform all the tests, the ultrasound, everything is going to be included in that. And once they confirm that you're pregnant, they're going to give you a pregnancy card. That pregnancy card is very, very important. They will be recording all your information, like your everyday visits that you'll be going, and all, like whatever they're going to discover about your pregnancy will be recorded in that pregnancy card. And it's very, very important as a pregnant woman to always be walking with your pregnancy card wherever you go, because you have no idea, or you don't know where you can get an emergency, and in case of an emergency they won't know what's wrong with you. Like, to avoid them prescribing maybe a medication that's not for you, they will have to go through your pregnancy card so that they can have an insight of your medical history. And also, the most important part is make sure you visit a gynecologist before the 10th week of your pregnancy. This will give you the eligibility to qualify for the one-time allowance that the Polish government provides for a woman after they have given birth. So choosing the hospital. Once you're pregnant, you have a choice to choose any hospital or clinic that you find it's comfortable for you. That is, you can go to the first clinic and see, like, is that the place that you like. If you don't like it, you can look for the other. And in terms of language, most public hospitals or most public clinics, they speak Polish, so you might want to carry a friend who speaks in Polish. But the clinic that I attended in Wrocław, I don't think if it was a public, there was English speaking doctor as well as the receptionist too. They were speaking English. And for most of the reviews from my friends that have given birth, even in the big hospitals like in Borowska in Wrocław, they also speak English. So most of these hospitals, even in the public ones where they are the majority, they speak Polish, you can also find an English speaking person to attend to you. So make sure you do not miss those appointments, because they are going to be recorded in your book, and for you to qualify for that one-time allowance, they'll have to check that have you been attending the hospital, and have you been, like, they want to see that you really care for the pregnancy. preparing for birth. So make sure you pack the necessary information like your pregnancy card, all those documents that they normally give you after performing tests. Like, make sure you have a special file for them. Just pack everything there. And also try to research, or if possible go to the hospital that you are planning to give birth to, because here in Poland you are entitled, or you can give birth to any hospital anywhere. Let's say you live in Wrocław, you want to give birth in Warsaw, you can do that. You just need to show up in that hospital and just say, like, I'm feeling you're having the labor pains. They'll check and they'll just admit you, as long as you have all the necessary informations and you have the insurance. If you don't have insurance, that means you'll have to pay for it, but you can give birth to any place at the time needed. So for my experience in the hospital that I gave birth, first my experience from when I was pregnant. I found out when I was pregnant in Wrocław, and I stayed there in my first trimester and in my second trimester because I still had my studies going on. And the clinic that I visited, I'm going to list it, they were very good. They were English speaking midwives, and the doctors, they were very kind. And one thing I can say is, once you get to have an appointment with a gynecologist and you don't like, maybe your aura doesn't like them, you can actually change. But most of them are very nice, very loving. They're professional, they really do their work. I have not experienced any kind of racism, though there was one doctor, I didn't like how she treated me, my first doctor, but yeah, it's understandable. But the rest of my doctors, they are very kind, very understanding, very gentle too. So once my studies were done, actually I still have my thesis to defend, but the studies that the class, the physical ones, once they are done, I moved into Poznan so that I can be close to my partner. And here too, I'll list the clinic that I used to go. They were very nice. They are very, very nice. I mean, it's not good to compare, but compared to Wrocław, here appointments were very quick, because the clinic I used to visit in Wrocław, to get an appointment, you have to hustle hard. Sometimes they can call you and tell you, like, maybe you just got to see a doctor and you'll have to book your next visit via the national insurance. They will tell you, we don't have a schedule for NFZ, so if you want to see a doctor within that particular time, you have to pay, you see. So that was the hassle, because not only NFZ, but to get an English speaking doctor covered in the NFZ, that was all the hassle. But luckily I found a very precious doctor there in Wrocław, that after my visit, she would normally go to the reception with me and tell the midwife that I have to see her in this day. So the midwife would just somehow look for an appointment for me. And coming here in Poznan, that was not even necessary. Immediately the doctor tells you that I want to see you after this day. So once you go to the reception and talk to the midwives, they will just, there are dates automatically, you see. So I also think this is because of the nature of the city. I believe Wrocław is a very big city. There are a lot of people compared to Poznan. Maybe that's the reason. So it kind of makes sense. So, and before giving birth, make sure you register to a family doctor. Here in Poland, once you are sick, not just about being pregnant, once you are sick and you go to the hospital, it is very, very hard to get seen by a doctor the same day, unless your case is an emergency case. And most of the time, those emergency cases, you have to call an ambulance, or in case maybe just show up in the hospital, they will really have to verify it's an emergency case, and they will take you to an emergency care. It's not like back home or in Africa or whatever your country that you're coming from. Once you just need to do a checkup, you just show up in the hospital. That it doesn't work that way in Poland. You either have to go to the hospital, they will give you an appointment, and most of the times those appointments, they can even give you an appointment of up to 1 year. Yeah, so To make things easy for you, for your health appointments or medical checkups, you'll need to have a family doctor. And you can register a family doctor. You can just have to go to Google family hospital near me, and you go there, you register. They'll ask you for your PESEL number, if you have an insurance and everything. Make sure that you check if the family hospital that you went to, they accept the National Fund Insurance, the NFZ. So once you have a family doctor, the family doctor will be managing. If you feel bad, you just call. Sometimes you can even call them. So during your pregnancy can be managed by your family doctor, your gynecologist. Maybe you're feeling somehow, you can go to a family doctor. You can explain if that's up to her reach or his reach. They will prescribe you some medication. If not, they will refer you to a gynecologist. So that's how it works. So make sure you have a family doctor, and the same family hospital you can register for a midwife. The midwife is very important because after giving birth, the midwife will have to visit you for 6 weeks consecutively. Like the first week, they'll have like once in a week for up to 6 weeks to check your progress, you as a mother, as a postpartum mother, and for your newborn to be going through like everything needed. If there are some tests you need to perform, they will guide you, they will help you with everything. So you need to find an English. They will actually, once they see you're a foreigner, or once you tell them that you need an English speaking midwife, they'll find you one, and they'll give you the contact. You'll have to message them and tell them that I'm so and so, you are assigned to be my midwife. They will ask you your estimated due date. So sometimes the midwives will either come to check the place that you're living. Is it conducive for your newborn? Are there spacious windows? Like, is it proper for the newborn? If not, they'll tell you to shift. But other times the midwives do not visit. They'll just come once you have given birth and care for you and your newborn for 6 weeks. They have to do that. So to continue with my experience, because this is the main point of the video, like to walk you through what were my experience and everything. Shifting to Poznan and attending the clinic that I listed. Once my due date, once my labor began, I had investigated, I had researched plenty of hospitals, asked few people I know here that have given birth, and myself, I went to Google, check the reviews. The reviews sometimes can be scary, but yeah, I think everything depends on how a person perceives a thing. So I decided of the hospital. I will list it there. Honestly, the hospital was very good. They treated me good. So during the day that I had my labor pains, I went to before that, I think I visited the hospital. I asked them and they told me everything, like what things should I carry for when I'm coming to deliver. They told me everything. They have it on their website. So I went to their website. They listed things like for the mother, what to carry, for the child, and how you should to present yourself. No earrings, no chains, like no long nails and things like that. So the day of labor, they received me well. The care was top notch. It was a public hospital, but the care was top notch. They are very good, very professional. And the labor room, I think I'll try to insert. If not, I'll see. The labor room was very conducive. It was very calm. They had the sense, like they will treat you very calm, like as how a woman who is pregnant needs to be treated, with care, with attention. And after delivery, everything was good too. The care was nice. I stayed in the hospital for 5 days, and they provided me with food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all covered by them. And honestly, yes, on their website they wrote things that we need to carry, but I ended up using nothing because they provided me with clothes, my newborn child too, the food, like the pads, everything. If you don't, because in the beginning I was struggling to produce milk, they are providing my newborn with formula, all free of charge. there are also pumps, like next to your bed there are pumps, like very good pumps from Medela brand. So the hospital was very good. I paid nothing. Everything was included in the health insurance, like whether you give birth naturally, you give birth by C-section, whether you request for an epidural, the medications that they're going to provide you, everything concerning your labor and delivery, as long as you have a NFZ, everything is covered. After giving birth, for me, I think because I was a student, they gave me with maternity leave. I don't know what was the use of that maternity leave, but it's like they stated 140 days for me, like a bed rest. But for what I have heard, for people that I know that have been working, they normally provide you either choose the 1 year maternity leave or the one for 6 months, that the other one you share with your partner. And after delivery, they'll give you the delivery card for your child, and you have to visit your family doctor, because all the next visit, it's up to you and your family doctor. So your family doctor is the one who is going to schedule the vaccination appointments for your child. So the family doctor thing is very, very important here in Poland. So they will clearly state that discharge card that you have to visit your family doctor within 14 days of giving birth. So you report and inform them that you have given birth, and within 21 days you have to visit the civil registry office. In that office, you're going to register your child's name, and they're going to provide you the PESEL number. Giving birth in Poland as a foreigner, if both of the parents are foreigners, like it does not automatically makes your child a Polish citizen. The child will get the residence according to the parent status. So you have to go to the civil registry office, you register your child's name, and they'll provide you the PESEL number. They'll provide you birth certificate in Polish. So to know the necessary information that are needed in the civil registry office for you to obtain the PESEL number for your child, I'm going to list a few things, but you need to go through the website and check what they need, or you can give them a call, because for me, I gave them the call and they told me that they need a passport, the travel document, the passport, the page that has my information, and for my partner. In case you're married, they will need your marriage certificate. So this marriage certificate, I know most of the foreigners, they have it in their languages, so it needs to be translated in Polish language. So you need to find a translator and translate it in the Polish language. And the next thing they needed was your marriage certificate, the passport, and I don't remember the other things, but I feel like you should go through their website. And all these documents, they need to be translated. And the day that you go to the office with your child, it's important you carry a translator, because for us, we just showed up by ourselves. They're asking us questions, but because most of these offices, the people that are in charge, they speak Polish, because Polish is their national language. They had to make sure that all the information they are providing to us, we are understanding it, because sometimes using a Google Translate, it can mislead you. So they just told us you need to bring a translator. So we had to find one. We had to make sure we get one on the same day, because we didn't want to make the mother sleep, because our 21 days, they're almost over, because you need to register in the civil before 21 days before the 21 days are off after giving birth. They're over. So our 21 days are almost over, and I didn't know that you have only 21 days. That was the thing that made me relax. So we had to make sure we find the translator the same day. Giving a call, we had to look for the cheapest one, because the cost of translating the document, I think we translated something like 3 documents. The passport too, the passports too, they need to be in Polish, and they are all costly. So looking for a translator, we needed to write down the prices. They were the ones that were available on that day, but they are very costly. Others were 600 zloty for 45 minutes. So we got one that charged us for 400 zloty for 1 hour, and the person came. We went there, and the translator too, they will have the person need to be a certified translator, not just a normal translator, a certified. So you cannot go with a Polish friend who speaks. The person needs to be a certified translator, because they need to make sure that the information they're providing to you, like in case they mislead you, the person will be held accountable. And the certified translator is going to sign like, yeah, they provided us with that information, and yeah, so in case of anything, they're the ones that they're going to be held accountable. So I guess that's why you have to pay them, and that's why they're costly. Also, I believe you can perform all these things online. Yeah, this registering for a child, you just need to carefully read in the website and know what to do. So the other important thing is make sure your child has a passport, because Polish government does not provide citizenship for children born like both of the parents are foreigners. So you have to provide them with passports. So you have to contact your embassy in charge. They'll provide you with a passport. After having the passport, you later have to apply for the child for the residential permit, and the child residential permit depends whether you have to entitle them with the mother or the father. Whatever side is gonna work. And the most important thing is the health insurance of the child. Yes, the health insurance of the child. So for the vaccination appointment and everything, all the care concerning the child, they will need a health insurance too. So there is a package that from ZUS that costs 800 zloty. In case both of the parents are still working, you cannot attach your child. So in case maybe one of the parents is working, in case it happens both of the parents are still studying, you cannot attach your child. You don't qualify for that. But if one of the parents is working, you can attach your child. You just need to contact your employer and inform them of your child, and they'll ask for your child's PESEL, and they'll automatically include them. And you can find this once you enter in your ZUS portal. You'll see that they have included your child there. But once none of the parents are working, you'll need to go to NFZ, explain your situation. And I believe I've seen most of the students, they get to pay for their child separate. So you have to pay for your child separate, the 800 Polish zloty. Yeah, that's very costly. So your child will have to pay 800 Polish zloty every month for the insurance if none of the parents are working. I think I forgot the one among the important things, like that is the family support, the family benefit you get for your child for giving birth in Poland. That is the 800 plus. They'll be paying your child every month until they're 18 years old. But to qualify for that, the Polish government has given new rules. Before, it was anybody could qualify, even though you're a student and you have, as long as you have the temporary residential permit, the card, you can apply for it. But the new rules, in the new law, you need to be in a Polish market. That means you need to be employed and you have the residential card for showing that you are employed, the one that for 3 years. So if you have that, you can just sign up for that benefit in ZUS. Once you open your ZUS portal, everything is there. You just see the family 800 plus, and you fill the form and register your child. That's not the only benefit that comes for giving birth in Poland. There are others, like once your child starts daycare, because here in Poland your child can start daycare from 6 months. So from 6 months to 3 years they can go to daycare, and the ZUS, once you have the job, TRC, temporary residential permit, the ZUS will be paying for you the monthly fees for your child. I believe it's 1,700 zloty, and for you as a parent, you just finish the remaining 200 Polish zloty per month. Yeah, it's very costly. The daycare are very costly, and that is for, I believe it's for public. For private, if you want your child to go to a private one, I heard a friend told me that they even pay up to 2,500, even 3,000 zloty per month. So it's very costly here in Poland. But for the education, for the primary and secondary, it's all for free. So being a student and having a baby it's truly not easy here. Like, I can believe it's not easy anywhere, but it's manageable. All you need to do is make sure you talk to your university. Most universities are very supportive. Like, I had to extend my studies because I was supposed to defend in September last year, but that was also my due date, even though I gave birth in October. But I was just not mentally there, like having to defend my thesis, knowing that anytime from beginning of September I'm going to give birth. So I discussed and informed my faculty. They are very supportive. You can extend your studies, to which I did. I extended my studies. Yeah, so you just need to inform your university, or if in case you're working, I believe everything will be at least smoother compared to us students, because there are a lot of benefits if you're pregnant and you're already in the job market. And to say that there are a lot of benefits, I mean, from my friends that were pregnant and have given birth when they're already working, they still were receiving their salaries. They are receiving something like 80% of their normal salary throughout their postpartum leave. Also, not to forget, something really important is make sure you have a car seat. I believe most people, they think a stroller is the most important thing. Yes, it is important because it's going to help you with the movement of the child, but a car seat is highly needed in most of the hospitals after giving birth. They're not going to allow you to step out of the hospital if they don't see you with a car seat, so they need to see a car seat. That's where you're going to place your child. Yeah. So I really hope this video is going to help anyone that is in the same situation that I was into, by a little bit providing you insights of what and where to go about things. In case there is any question or anything you'd like to know, something maybe I've forgotten to talk about, please just drop it on my comment box below. Please feel free to ask anything. I'll try my best to help. And in case you have gone through pregnancy here in Poland and you like to share your experience or any additional information that you think might help, please just do that. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Do widzenia.